features will come together as one single coherent video game, but I can feel it in my soul. It's going to work. There's definitely a good game in there somewhere. Say, let's do an experiment. I'll arrange these new features together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience.
Let's have a look.
Okay. Are you ready? Here it is. I give you the Stanley Parable 2.
Come on, put some actual effort into it. Like, bro, kind of giving away everything.
I mean, there's potential here, right? It's sort of...
Oh, okay, that achievement. I mean,
Hold
be
on,
able to get
let me
into
do it
there
this
somehow.
time. Oh, yes, this is much better. I feel good about this. Here we go. Version 2 is interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town, talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. Right away, she knew what the problem was. This man had no bucket. Of course he got mad, ranting and raving about a narrator describing all of his actions and how everything is predetermined and free will is an illusion and it's all just a video game. It could all have been prevented if only he'd taken his bucket with him. Perhaps he didn't even realize he'd forgotten his bucket at home in the first place. How cruel one can be, and she hugged her own bucket even tighter. But of course, she had no time for this.
Ain't nobody got time for
With a
that.
myriad of confusing problems she would soon have to confront at work, for which her bucket would provide absolute guidance and total clarity on everything. Heck yes, she thought to herself, my life kicks ass, and she backflipped all the way to work.
Sorry, what? Backflips all the way to work.
Fans want, let's do it! Whee! Look at that wacky line. Who knows where it'll go off to next? Oh, and it played some silly music as well. Now this is what the Stanley Parable is all about. Don't you remember all those great jokes from the...
Stanley Parable. Hope you guys have enjoyed watching the previous ones. I know there's not many views on them, but I hope you have enjoyed watching them. And today we are playing again. And I couldn't resist giving him the correct time again. And it looks like we're going to have to be playing on PC this time because the controller won't read. Let's use another slider. So... yeah, so we're going to be playing on keyboard, and of course it says that. Let's get some mod sliders, please. Yeah, the Steam input's not being read. There we go, we got the controller. Let's begin the game, shall we? Where the end is never the end is never the end.
This is the story of a man
We've
named
already heard
Stanley.
this. Right.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I think we've gone back on something here. Oh,
Oh, good. You noticed my sign. Yes, I have something very exciting to show you.
I think we closed the game too early last time, but never mind about that. We should be good. Now, yeah, I have been.
You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley Parable and about how roundly disappointing this ultra deluxe version has turned out to be. The original Stanley Parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this ultra deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further. Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever the Stanley Parable 2.
blah, blah,
Yes,
blah,
you
blah,
see,
blah,
isn't this
blah,
far
blah,
superior to a measly re-release with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully
yeah, we've
fledged
covered all this,
sequel.
haven't
An
we?
entirely new experience, built from the ground up.
Shall I
Why,
edit
there are
all
so
this
many
out?
possibilities. It could go in
Probably.
so many different directions.
But no, I
This
won't.
is what fans have truly been asking for. Now, to be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it. I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally
we're back to where
spring
we
up
started,
around them.
so let's
Here we are.
do some of
Go
the
on,
options again.
try out some of the new features.
Red is the new orange, that's cool. Just do that because it says no screenshots. I don't know that I've done that. Epilogue.
An epilogue would be fun, wouldn't it, Stanley?
No.
Yes, it will go at the end of the, well, we'll figure that out later.
Collectibles. I want to know what's in there. Now, we will have to do the bucket thing again to get the bucket to be in the actual game. But that's fair. Collect them all.
Ah, collectibles. Now it's a real video game. In the Stanley Parable 2, you'll run around gathering up these miniature Stanley figurines. And what's truly innovative is that there will be no reward for collecting all of them. I don't want to stifle the intrinsic joy of watching a number go up. You simply collect all of them, and then you move the hell on with your unremarkable life.
That sounds fun. Let's collect them all. Right, let's hope we can find all these stands then.
God, it really is the worst when you collect everything in a video game and then they give you a big fancy reward for it. Absolutely tragic. Calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think? Ultra Deluxe? What does it even mean? But the Stanley Parable 2, now that's an artistic statement right there. It's future-oriented. It screams progress and innovation and long-term franchising potential.
So setting World's Champions up there, we've already done that. Where should I go next? We've already seen Epilogue, but we'll head this way to get to where we want to go. Which is... We'll head this way because there's a bucket. And this room too.
Okay, I'll be honest, I haven't yet decided on this one. I think
Right,
that in the new
balloon-wise,
version,
I
the
feel
office
like
could use a bit
this
of
one looks
decoration,
cool.
like balloons. But I'm undecided on Get Well Someday and Happy 12th Birthday. Which would you go with? You know, sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you knew which one you actually really wanted all along. Get Well Someday it is. Or actually, maybe I should have gone with... No, I've made my decision. We're moving on.
Try to figure out what's fun.
A common complaint of the Stanley Parable was that it was confusing and paradoxical, that it engendered a chaotic sense of reckless despair in those who played it. Well, I'm happy to say that after much consideration, I've engineered a clever solution to this fundamental problem with the game. It's the Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket.
That sounds like a good
Stanley,
idea, though.
anytime you're holding the bucket, a sense of calm and ease will fill your mind and your heart. It's true.
Do it now.
As long as you hold on to the bucket, the many disorienting contradictions of the Stanley Parable will feel perfectly normal and perhaps even comforting. You may even come to long for the gentle embrace of jarring cognitive dissonance while the bucket is in your arms. And to be honest, it's a much more convenient
Give me the bucket.
solution
Give me the
for
bucket.
me
Come on, let's
than
have the
actually
bucket.
redesigning the game to be less uncomfortable.
Once
Can
we've
you
got the
imagine what a
bucket, we
pain in
can
the ass
finally
that
do the
would be?
bucket ending,
Yes,
and then that'll be it for the
bucket
game.
is the perfect solution. Come on, give
We
it
can
a
get
try.
all the bucket endings on them all. I've seen
Can
them
you
all
feel it?
on
The glow
other
of comfort, even in the
I was
face
watching a
of
few
crushing
just to get some
despair,
ideas.
must already be sweeping through your body. And in fact, can I
Have I
say
not-
that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma
excuse me.
as well? I think that
that's
just
nice.
holding it has made you the slightest bit more attractive as a person.
Okay, so that's rude.
The benefits of the bucket seem to go on and on, don't they? All this and more await you in the Stanley Parable 2.
Right, so what you're telling me is this bucket
Does anyone
brings
give out
me joy.
awards for most enjoyable bucket in a video game?
Nope.
That really should be an award if it isn't already.
Let's try hear my name in the game, shall we?
For the Stanley Parable 2, I asked myself, what do players really want? And of course, the first and most obvious answer is that they want to be individually recognized and validated as people.
Jim.
So with... Sorry, I should have clarified. Right now, the button only says
Wait
the
a
name
minute.
Jim. But of course, in the final
it doesn't
game,
say the
this button will
player's name?
say your name, whatever name that is. Here, let's have you role play as Jim to really simulate the full experience of this feature. Just play along. I promise you'll love it. Okay, here we go. Let's take a deep breath, clear your mind, forget whoever you are, and simply become a person named Jim. I want you to imagine yourself...
No.
Whoa, hold on. I wasn't finished setting up the backstory.
Don't
If you
set
don't
it up.
properly roleplay as Jim, then you'll never understand the impact of this button. Otherwise, it's just a stupid button that says somebody else's name.
Yeah, it is a stupid button
Okay,
that says
we're
someone
doing it
else's name.
again, and this time let me finish first. Now, allow yourself to become Jim.
Ain't nobody
All right,
got time for
fine,
that.
whatever. It's just a meaningless button that says Jim. Are you happy now? Get out of here. I'm
Ain't
done
nobody
with this
got time
button.
for that.
Why don't you go humiliate me in front of a different feature that I worked very hard on?
You did what now? Right, so we'll get to the office again because with the bucket, I've heard there.
Maybe I'll only let
cool
people named
exits.
Jim play the Stanley Parable 2. They
That's
would
rude.
appreciate what I've created here.
Nuh-uh. You won't stop me from playing Stanley Parable 2. Okay, this game right here. Wait a minute. These posters, they look quite cool.
All right, have you seen everything you wanted to?
Yes, I
Ready to
have.
move on now?
Yeah, I am ready to move on. Let's get some bucket challenges done, shall we?
So, Stanley, what do you think? Do you like all of the new features?
no,
Yes,
I
I know
don't.
it's not exactly clear yet how exactly these features will come together as one
I need
single
the wiggle, wiggle
coherent
line
video
back, man.
game, but
The wiggle, wiggle
I can
line.
feel it in my soul. It's going to work. There's definitely a good game in there somewhere. Say, let's do an experiment. I'll arrange these new features together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience.
Let's have a look.
Okay. Are you ready? Here it is. I give you the Stanley Parable 2.
Come on, put some actual effort into it. Like, bro, you're just kind of giving away everything.
I mean, there's potential here, right? It's sort of...
Oh, I
Okay,
can't
never
get that
mind.
achievement. I need
Hold
to be
on,
able to get
let
into
me do a
there
different
somehow.
arrangement. Okay, yes, this is much better. I feel good about this. Here we go. Version 2.
You've done worse.
Who am I kidding, Stanley? This isn't a coherent video game at all. It's a
Why
lot
do you
of
have 2
gags.
infinite holes?
And I do very much enjoy creating gags, but they
two
don't add up to anything. I wanted more than anything to create a sequel that would capture all the magic of the first game.
Just
I wanted
add everything
fans to
into the
love it.
first game,
No
the
matter
base
how
game,
good
and
these
then just
gags
create a
are,
new
they won't
lineup of
stand
it.
on their own. They would need the structure and the gameplay of the original. Wait,
Just do
maybe
that then.
that's it. I can take the original Stanley Parable and simply, well, insert a few
Hey,
of my new
Stanley's looking
features
at
into it.
Stanley.
Tastefully, of course. With respect. With care for the vision and integrity of the original game. Would it possibly work? I suppose
boy.
it could. But it would need a really, really tremendous title screen. A title screen that says with bold and uncompromising conviction, "This is the Stanley Parable 2."
Yeah, that sounds
Let
good.
me see if I can whip something up. All right, perfect.
And then we preload it.
Go ahead.
Oh, wow, this is gonna be
Take a
brilliant.
look.
Oh, this new intro looks cool. I do say so myself. This intro is one of the best I've seen on a game. Oh my, the curving. Infinite hallway. Whoa. I'm using back triggers on the controller for the A button. As if he's put those buttons into the game.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. Stanley felt the bucket calling to him, begging him to pick it up. Why? Stanley picked up the bucket.
Now, I would get the closet ending, but it means longer time.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Right.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the meeting room? Yes, Stanley thought to himself. Yes, perhaps it truly was. How insightful the bucket turned out to be.
Well, the bucket is very smart. I will say that. Oh, we can't fill it. Oh, it's... Wow, that's expensive. It's like 90 pence over
Truly,
here.
being here with the bucket was a grand adventure.
Give me
Stanley
fuel, give me
reflected
fire,
on
give me
all
fuel,
they'd been
fire.
through together. First, walking through the door on the right, then walking to the lounge, then No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
I don't think I should.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes.
Yeah,
Good,
the
said the
cargo
bucket.
lift.
Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
No, I'm not
Stanley
riding
did
all the
not
way
question
to the
why
top,
or
mate.
how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of
Yeah,
course, because
actually,
buckets
yeah,
can't
we'll
talk.
go
But Stanley
on.
chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
Yeah, well.
In here.
Said the bucket.
Go into this dark room over here.
That
Stanley
goes.
once again obeyed blindly.
Where does the bucket want us to go?
Now pick up the phone.
Said the bucket.
This better not
This
be.
is the sad story of a man named Stanley and his bucket. Once upon a time, I gave Stanley a bucket because I thought he was lonely and could use a friend. And then, very distressingly, he began to believe the bucket could speak to him.
Am I locked in here? Oh, hey, bucket. Let's go to work
The
then.
Stanley Parable reassurance bucket was merely meant to provide the comforting glow of companionship. It doesn't literally talk and give you orders. Whatever Stanley is hearing the bucket say to him is just in his head.
We work for Partition Court. Yeah, we'll go back home then, I guess. I mean, after all, it is time.
Lately, I've been concerned about him. Wouldn't you be concerned as well? To see him delusional like this, obsessing over an inanimate metal object? I want to say something to him, but I don't know how I can convince him. I don't know if he'll listen to me.
Yeah, let's go back to work then, I guess.
Well, I'll try anyway. Stanley, can you hear me? Listen
No.
to me. It's just a bucket. It can't think, it can't talk. All it will ever truly do for you is effectively transfer a liquid from one location to a different location. That's it. It doesn't do anything else.
I think the bucket does something. Don't listen to the loud man. Okay.
You see, he's not listening.
is still taking orders from the bucket. You know, once upon a time it was me he took orders from, me he trusted and listened to. Now all he cares about is his awful bucket, this stupid hunk of metal. It's sad. I suppose he doesn't need me anymore. From now on, he's just going to cling to this bucket, this cold, empty bucket, this sort of shiny bucket. Well, I'll give it this. The bucket does have a nice shine to it.
Ah, we can't get out. You believe I'm real, Stanley? Of course I do.
Yes, I suppose on closer inspection that it doesn't quite look like your average hardware store
Why
bucket.
is that TV on?
It's just a little more, what am I trying to say? Sturdier, more capable of transporting liquid. Like it would be better at moving an amount of water from one room to another. Oh my God, what am I saying? Better at carrying water from room to room. It's a bucket. It's literally just a bucket. Why do I feel some need to point out the ways in which it's so much more than just a regular bucket?
Do you?
Oh no. I'm having feelings. For the bucket. Oh, no. What's going on? Why do I want to be with the bucket? Hear what the bucket has to say. Do anything it asks. What's wrong with me? I don't understand. Perhaps if I had the bucket, this would be less confusing. Yes, the bucket could tell me what to do in this troublesome situation. Stanley, give me the bucket. Give it to me.
What?
Give me the bucket, Stanley. I need it. Give it to me now. Give it or I'll...
Huh. Seems like the camera on the Lenovo picked that up, even though it's off. Go back to work, Stanley. Something's going on in the game. And they don't look good.
All of his co-workers were gone.
Where are they?
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Stanley lifted the bucket into his arms, and a wave of comfort rushed over him.
Well, that's one ending with the bucket I've never got.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No,
said the bucket.
Don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift. Good, said the bucket. Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked. No, stop. Look there on the wall, you see? There's a sign right there. It says, no buckets past this point. Stanley, how could you think it was okay to bring the bucket here? Unless... what if the problem is that you actually don't know what is a bucket and what isn't a bucket? I suppose that would explain a lot about your behavior up to this point. Which, if that's true, well, my goodness, I think we have to do something about it. This misunderstanding could have dire consequences on the entire rest of the game if not addressed quickly and properly. So much of the impact of the story is dependent on your understanding of what is and isn't a bucket. Please, step in here for a moment.
Let's mess with him. Let's mess with the narrator.
Now then, I'm going to run you through some test scenarios, and you'll tell me whether or not the thing I'm showing you is a bucket. Simple enough, right? This should tell us everything we'll ever need to know about what is or is not a bucket. Okay, let's begin. Item 1. Is this a bucket?
You know, I don't think it is.
Correct. It is a hologram of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
I was messing with you.
Item 2.
I don't think that's a bucket either.
Is this a bucket? Correct.
Huh?
It is a 3D printed recreation of a bucket, not
Then it
an
is a
actual bucket. Item 3. Is this a bucket?
I don't think it is.
Incorrect. This is a bucket.
No, it's not. There's no way.
Item 4. Is this a bucket?
That looks like a bucket to me, you guys?
Are you hallucinating? This is a tractor. It's an enormous machine that tills the earth. I thought this was a gimmick. How on earth did you manage to screw it up? Absolutely incredible. Let's just move on to the next one.
Well, technically it is a bucket if it can hold water.
Is this a bucket?
Yes, that is a bucket.
Correct. This is a bucket.
We've gaslit him. He's finally admitting it. That the tractor is a bucket. He's finally admitting.
Item 6. Is this a bucket?
Nah.
Trick question. Both. Gotcha.
What? How could it be both?
Item... Wait, hold on. I can't find the next one. Let me see. It should be around here somewhere. Yes. Thank you. There's nothing here. Of course it isn't a bucket. We both know full well that nothing isn't a bucket. Wait,
what?
When I say nothing isn't a bucket, that makes it sound like I'm saying everything is a bucket, which of course is not true. Unless... Is that what you think?
No.
Answer me straight, Stanley. Are you trying to tell me that you believe everything is a bucket? You know what? I'm too confused to even sort it out. I've lost all sense of perspective. What is a bucket? What isn't a bucket? Mere moments ago I could answer these questions with confidence. And yet now I'm somewhat adrift. Do any of us know what a bucket is? Am I a bucket? Stanley, I can't keep doing this. I'm losing myself, and myself was all I ever had to begin with. I'm afraid the bucket is threatening to tear our relationship apart. I can't have that. I'm sorry. But I'm going to erase all buckets from the game entirely. Okay, here we go. What happened? Is everything gone?
No.
Why did everything disappear? Wait, was everything a bucket? Every single thing in the game was a bucket?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I had no idea. How could... Except me. I'm not a bucket after all. And you, Stanley, you're still here. You're not a bucket either. Oh, this is wonderful news. We're not buckets.
Oh,
yes, I actually feel much more at ease right now. It's delightful to get some clarity on that issue, but it doesn't change the fact that we haven't got a game. So, tell you what, I'll reset everything and we'll put back all of the buckets, okay? And we'll know that it's all a bucket. But if you run into anyone else, maybe don't mention that. Who knows what that information might do to a person? All right, here we go.
Right, time to get another ending, and then I think
all of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed it. The confusion and the chaos all seemed to melt away as Stanley embraced the bucket. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left. Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find answers. Oh, Stanley, can you feel it? The broom closet. At once coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office. But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. He looked down at the bucket in his arms. Am I crazy? He asked the bucket. The bucket returned his gaze, but said nothing at all. That's strange, Stanley thought. Usually the bucket is a source of guidance and wisdom for me in difficult times such as these.
Yeah, it's Lupin.
He held the bucket close, yet felt none of its familiar reassurance and comfort. And that's when Stanley realized, this isn't my bucket. It's just a normal, everyday bucket. Someone else's bucket, perhaps. How did I end up with someone else's bucket? This is all terribly wrong. Surely no good would come from this. Who knows what sorts of bizarre hallucinations Stanley might experience without the psychologically grounding presence of his bucket. Indeed. Now he noticed that the rooms were repeating, which was, of course, very odd. And now he felt himself floating off the ground. Oh, gracious, he exclaimed. Whoa. Without my bucket, I've gone truly mad. Where is it? I must find it. Far off in the distance now, he heard it, calling to him.
Stanley! Stanley, it's me, the bucket.
Could it truly be? He rushed forward from room to room, passing by one bucket after the next. None of them were his. None of them were his special bucket.
Come to me, Stanley. Find me.
He had to find the bucket. He had to return to his old friend. It was the only way to truly restore his sanity. And then suddenly, he froze dead in his tracks. He knew where the voice of the bucket had been coming from. The real bucket was inside of him all along.
Hey, what?
It was incredibly painful. Stanley doubled over in agony and blacked out.
Oh, well, there goes that camera.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
Sorry, what?
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, picked up her bucket of comfort and security, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town, talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. Right away, she knew what the problem was. This man had no bucket. Of course he'd gone mad, ranting and raving about a narrator describing all of his actions and how everything is predetermined and free will is an illusion and it's all just a video game. It could all have been prevented if only he'd taken his bucket with him. Perhaps he didn't even realize he'd forgotten his bucket at home in the first place. How cruel the world can be, Mariella thought, and she hugged her own bucket even tighter. But of course, she had no time for this.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
With a myriad of confusing problems she would soon have to confront at work, for which her bucket would provide absolute guidance and total clarity on everything. Heck yes, she thought to herself, my life kicks ass. And she backflipped all the way to work.
Sorry, what? Backflipped all the way to work? That's crazy. Well, I think we got
all of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting. Warmth spread through Stanley's arms. With the bucket in his arms again, he was home.
And everything's got to be edited. And
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was it? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back, and so the two of them detoured through the maintenance section and walked straight ahead to the opposite door.
Where does this go? I honestly wonder, where does this go?
Oh, good Stanley. I'm glad you found your way here. I knew you'd find this place eventually.
Oh no.
You see, your friends and I are concerned for you, Stanley. We've come together here because we care about you very much. It's this bucket you're carrying around everywhere. The bucket isn't even from the original Stanley Parable. It's just sequel content. We're the ones that matter, Stanley. Classic characters from the first game, like the Adventure Line and the Broom Closet. Because that's what fans want from a sequel. They want more of their favorite jokes, not this bucket that they've never seen before. Yes, I know I'm the one who gave you the bucket, but you're spending too much time with it. Don't you want another story involving the Adventure Line? We could make the Adventure Line go somewhere new. Yes, yes, that's what the fans want. Let's do it. Whee! Look at that wacky line. Who knows where it'll go off to next? Oh, and it played some silly music as well. Now this is what the Stanley Parable is all about. Don't you remember all those great jokes from the original dialogue?
Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
Yes.
Right,
It's as classic now as it was back then. Let's do it for the fans, Stanley. Let's give them more content exactly like
all
this.
of them more
But
content.
if we want to do that, you're going to have to give something up.
What? What? No!
Don't you get it, Stanley? We need to get rid of the bucket. That's why I'm very proud to introduce a brand new character. This is the Bucket Destroyer.
No.
I think it'll make a wonderful new addition to the rich lore of the Stanley Parable. True, it also was not in the original game, but it's such a well-fleshed-out character with so much personality that to me it already feels as though it's been part of the cast all along. Don't you agree?
Nope.
Can you guess what the Bucket Destroyer does? Surely you don't need me to spell it out for you. Go ahead now, Stanley. Say goodbye to the bucket, and then pop it into the machine when you're ready.
Alright, what, deactivate?
Now listen to me. It's crucial that you give it the bucket. I don't know what the Bucket Destroyer will do if it can't destroy your bucket. Destroying buckets is all it knows. That is its singular personality trait. Sure, I can hear you saying, how does a character with only one personality trait deserve to join the pantheon of beloved Stanley Parable characters? Well, you see, if you were to really explore the Bucket Destroyer, you would see that its desire to crush buckets is so densely loaded with complexity and nuance that it's really like 10 personality traits. What other object in this game can you even say that about? The broom closet? Certainly not. I wonder what sort of Bucket Destroyer merchandise the fans will be clamoring for after this. Okay, the Bucket Destroyer is getting very upset now. You'll have to hurry and feed it. We can't get back to the classic Stanley Parable characters like the Adventure Line or the Bucket Destroyer until you crush that damn bucket. Quickly now, the fans are waiting. Do it, the fans, Stanley. Give the fans what they want. Hurry and...
Blow my neck. Well, there goes the machine.
The Bucket Destroyer. My prized creation. You had
Sure,
so
Stanley
much
one.
potential. We were going to do such marvelous things with you, tell such spellbinding stories about you. All of it squandered now. Goodbye, new friend. For the moment in time that you were here, you were magnificent.
Was he now? Anyway, guys, we're going to call it there, since we're back in the office. I know I hadn't talked this much in this video. I've been just preparing for the upgrade. I'm just getting all the info and stuff sorted out now. I've got the drive set up with drivers. I'm going to show you guys how to download that. That'll be on HarkiGaming, which will be at the end of this video. Will the channel link. I'll also link a video for you to watch, and I'm going to turn this into a playlist of 4 videos in total. So if you liked watching this video, comment, like, subscribe, and if you didn't, just let me know what I can improve on. Anyway, guys, I shall see you in the next one. Take care. Make sure to do everything that you want to do. Don't follow the bucket's orders, and peace out.